was up at 80%.
No, sorry, what's the process? If they don't turn up, sorry, wait 15 minutes.
Who are you playing?
Kate.
She's here.
She is?
I'll find her. He knew that. I'll turn the mix off for a moment.
Testing, sound check. Sound check. Sound check, testing, 1, 2. I clicked it. Sound check, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're good to go. I'm just gonna. All right, morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ACTEBA 2018 Open Singles Knockout Tournament. We've got a first round matchup here on our streaming table. We've got Brendon Smith taking on young Nathan Miller. With me, we have the Noble Prize, Brent Noble.
Greetings.
How you going, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, well, selling in. So we got Brendon Smith here. We know we've seen a fair bit of him. Young gun Nathan Miller played in plenty of the junior state teams. I think he's pretty capable, so it could be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Should be good.
Definitely not a straightforward match for either guy. So, can I get a score prediction?
I'm going to go 8-7.
Whose way?
Give it to the youngster.
8-7 Miller, righto. I will go. Oh. Smitty's definitely going to watch this back, so if I don't back him, he'll be dark. But he is old, so I'll back the youngster. I'm going to go Miller 8-7 as well.
Okay.
He was on the out there, young pup. He's now got a bit of trouble. Advantage, Smith.
Yeah. Got a bit of work to do now.
What are you doing? You coming off side rail, bottom rail, you reckon? Hitting that bottom right red and try and lay up on it?
I think it's probably easier to try and hit the one near the black here.
You might get that straight angle straight through. I know, you might be playing my
you have a better
shot.
chance of laying a snooker if you do as well, if it's a total.
Play my shot. Oh,
Just
missed it. So, first advantage is Smitty. So no, it's not straightforward still. He's still got a bit of work to do here, so it's not the worst foul in the world.
Needs a good,
probably
good
gonna
first shot, I think.
Probably going to have to take this first one up to the top right.
Yeah, if he drills this, I think I'll back him to clear the table here with 2.
He's looking across the table. So he's actually going for the one to the top left, obviously. Now, I imagine...
I think that yellow in the group of 2 actually goes as well.
Yes, I think that the top one goes to the centre, the left centre. It's just about those other 2 around the sort of black spot. And I think you can get under them, they're both hot. It's just about getting on them nice.
Looking at the table, I think it goes in the right bottom corner as well.
Oh, it does that. It does, okay.
Yeah.
He's actually hasn't feathered yet, so he's probably just going to go into these, is he? No. Moving around the table with some pace, Smitty.
Feathering the cue really is for amateurs though.
That's true, that's true. Why waste time feathering when you're on?
JT going back to back. Yeah. At what odds, JT? $1.40 he says.
So if you can take the bottom one, I'd probably want to take the bottom one of those 2. But if it doesn't, he's got to run through. He's got to run through that, surely.
Oh, maybe this one goes left corner.
No, surely not. I don't think that goes. Surely it doesn't go. Just having a look at it. No, it didn't go. And now all of a sudden Nathan Miller's got a really good chance.
I'm gonna call a foul on JT, and if you know him, you probably know why.
They just call foul on JT. He is foul. It obviously doesn't go to the left corner, that red above the black, so he's going to have to do something. He can either go underneath it now or leave it for his last ball to the bottom right. Oh, it must go.
Does go.
Or play it off the yellow.
It's an option.
I don't... So, I think he's playing off the yellow. No, he's not. It went straight in. Good call, Hampton.
So that'll tell us if it goes off as well. So if they see that disappear, they know that the stream's gone off.
Good start for young Nathan.
Here we go. First one looks like it's in the bag here.
Looking pretty confident out there too, the young pup.
He is.
Which is always half the battle, confidence when you're out on these tables.
You've got a mouse too if you want to use a mouse.
So race to 8, all these singles matches for the first 2 rounds. So quite long races, but single elimination. So no excuses really. I think you're happy with a race to 8. I know I am myself. I mean, it can make some matches drag out for players that aren't as quick, obviously, but it still gives everyone a good chance to have a hit out. So
I think, yeah, in the longer format, if you're not playing well, you don't deserve to win.
exactly, you can't really complain if you lose a race to 8, even if it's an 8-7. Like, I'm sure you've had your chances. So I like that. I think it increases to a race to 9 in the 3rd round, maybe if not the 4th round. So plenty of pool going to be played this weekend. And we will crown our champion by the end of the weekend.
Brent, just for your information, that's the live stream green. If it doesn't go green, we're in trouble, and that's saving to the computer in case we want to stream it back, like copy it back if it drops out every now and then. So those two need to be green.
And so with this format, the 2 players that make the final by the end of the weekend are automatically given spots in the state team. Obviously the winner's crowned the state champ, but what it means is you don't have to spend the next 65 weekends trying to qualify for the state team, which is a massive bonus. I think that's huge. So
Tell me about it.
a lot of guys here will have two of the 2018 state team members by the end of the weekend, which is pretty cool too. So, young Miller's taken the Reds and just laid up and left Smitty nothing, has he?
Brendon nominated yellows off the break, potted a yellow and then missed his opener.
It's a pretty smart shot from young pup.
It was, yeah.
Smitty's just
Bit of a containing shot there.
maybe left that one below the back to the right centre probably.
Yep.
Still plenty of work to do, but just depends if Nathan can somehow get onto one of those 2 Reds that are stuck together. That's only just really trouble.
Yep.
To be fair. So, but equally, if Smitty can get back to the table, I'll probably back him to go out as well.
So a big pot here if this goes. He's played it well.
That's a great pot. Playing him really well. Still got to try and find a way to get on these.
Not sure if
Reds.
there's a plant off that yellow in the middle. Maybe. Can't really tell from here. Looks close.
I mean, even if it doesn't, you can kill the yellow. It looks like it'll just kick it down the cush, which isn't a bad result, even if you can open up your Reds. But he's also got a shot where you can potentially get behind him here if he wants. Play this one to the top right, leave yourself the one to the top left, and then fall behind him after that.
Cool.
So I think, not sure what he was going for, maybe just a little bit of a youngster there, a little bit of inexperience maybe.
Yeah.
I think watching that back, if you might have taken that one to the top right,
I think that was a shot to play.
then leave your one to the top left and leave yourself an angle to float in behind those 2 Reds. But I mean, you had a plan obviously and had a snap, so it can't be too
I
critical.
expect Brendon to try and go game here. Looks like they're all on.
What's your last ball? You call it from here? Is that one over the centre?
Yeah, potentially.
It's hard to call when you don't
Can't
know
really
the style
see.
of
Oh,
play.
and he's missed a bit of a sitter there.
I thought that was in. So again, that plan, it might not be the right angle, but if you can just play it in a way where you can just separate,
Kill the
it,
yellow a
maybe
bit.
cover the yellow, like that's the shot. But
Mm.
and I think he's on the same shot we just called before. Just play this one. Yeah, and we got a natural angle.
Perfect angle there.
And this is the shot really. So I don't know if he's going to try and be cute and land in behind him, or if he's just going to play with a bit of pace and just bump into him and try and open him up a bit. He's gone the pace option. Got a kiss.
Could be alright. It's a little bit.
He's got this big shot here.
Yeah.
Wasn't ideal, but good. Still a pretty good shot.
Yeah. Good thing about that is he has opened up that red to the corner. If this goes in, which it
This is nearly your
has.
frame ball.
Wow.
That's a
It's
great
shot.
pot. Huge pot.
Needs a good positional shot here to get a nice angle on this last or second last red.
Play a bit of right hand side on this one to bring it out.
Yep.
Back to sort of at least around the black spot if you can.
Anywhere around there should be alright. Not easy on these tables.
Good shot, young pup. Very impressive start from young Nathan. I don't want to put the Mickey on him early, but
Bit of a.
Yeah, this one, he's playing some really good stick.
He's left himself a pretty difficult angle on this red though. He might just have to try and roll this in if he's going for it.
Can he run through and play the red to the right centre as his last shot? So he's played through this?
I think he's going to hit that yellow.
Oh,
That's a
what
great shot. That's a great shot.
Huge pot. So I think he's still got two options. He can go to the right, the bottom, middle right pocket, or he can also go to the top right.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's going up the top, which means he leaves himself a bit of a tough black.
That's
Shut up.
That is
Just shut my mouth.
That is a little bit of a difficult angle though. Just got to watch it off here. I'm not sure if that cuts. It might actually. Could be deceiving on camera.
I think he's looking to double.
Double's an option. Look at this.
Oh, who is this kid?
Yeah. Off to a
Huge
flyer.
play. I haven't seen Nathan play too closely for a few years, but the last time I did see him play when he was a much little attacker, he was very good, and he's obviously kept going. So he's looking really good so far.
Yeah, he's potted some really good balls the first two frames.
I'm actually glad I didn't draw him, or I don't have to play him next game because he's actually looking real good.
Not someone you want to play early on.
Big frame here. Smitty doesn't want to drop 3-0 on a kid that looks like he's got a bit of confidence and get flying. Makes it hard.
Yeah.
So you had a match already today, mate?
Yeah, I got up 8-1.
Got a bit lucky there, obviously.
Yeah, very lucky.
Close match.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, same, mate. I had no disrespect to my opponent, but never really got out of a canter.
Yeah.
So I just got started and play again at 5:30, so a bit of a wait, but it's all right. It's what happens on these sort of weekends.
So it's always good to get a match out of the way early, get some table time, and then use that confidence going to the next one.
Yeah, and I was really happy to have to be out of bed to be here by 10 o'clock. So
I can tell.
So a good break from the young pup. I'm thinking he's going to go I don't know if I want reds or yellows here. Probably want the reds.
Reds aren't too bad because that red to the right probably doubles.
I guess the only one is that ball that you've mentioned.
Could potentially roll it in as well.
He actually does miss. There you go.
He does. He's human.
He had about a 100% pot rate up until that. He actually potted some massive balls in that last frame.
Yeah.
Move over Jason Tanaskovic.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's this guy?
Who? Smitty, big confidence player, like most people, but he needs to get this one on the board, pot a few balls, because I think he needs to feather a couple of times as well. It might help him a little bit.
Potentially. I think he's going to try and cover this pocket here.
Oh, foul.
Oh, he's fouled it. Yeah. Not a bad result, though.
Himself.
Yeah, I think you probably, unless that red goes past the yellow, probably want to try and get that out.
They're really tight.
They are tight.
And it's hard, you can hardly tell from here whether it'll go, and even if it looks like it does go, you've still got to hit it real good to make it go. So
I think save himself getting in trouble later, he's got to get this red out.
done that. He's left himself a little
bit high.
That's fine. I think in natural he can still play plain ball and play the bottom one of the top two and then leave himself on the second one.
Yeah, he wants to try and clear both of these in this visit. So
digging in a bit. It's
yeah,
alright, just whatever you're comfortable with.
A little bit of a harder shot, playing it that way.
Trying to hold, he just played it a bit thick.
Yeah.
Smitty just trying to get a bit of, make itself a bit easier for him. Down 2-0, you want to try and get yourself back into it and don't want to leave yourself any massive shots really.
looking if he's got an out here, but
I think maybe looking to punch this red into that yellow over the centre, maybe. So you play the one in balk on the right, and maybe try and knock that yellow down the rail that's over the middle right bag. Yeah, I wouldn't play that shot actually. I don't know what I'd do. Oh.
it's not the greatest result. I think he was trying to get on that red to the right of the black somehow.
If he didn't sit on it, he probably would have been a little bit of a chance, but probably prefer touching the ball in this situation as well.
Yeah.
But obviously isn't. Does that yellow on the red near the right centre go to the right centre?
It would be hard to tell. Looks from this angle that it doesn't.
It is hard to tell. It might creep in, but if it doesn't, I mean, he's still forcing Smitty to sort of play a shot where he has to bump it open, which isn't too hard with that other yellow above the right bucket, but makes him have to play a couple good positional shots. I mean, potentially now the shot for Smitty is the one up the top right, and leave yourself that angle for the one.
He's also got he's in a good position to lay a snooker here on those two yellows on the right if he wants to try and slow things down a bit. Give himself two.
It does make it a bit hard when you're under the pump down 2-0. These outs are always a little bit harder, but I think I'd be on the one up the top right. Leave yourself an angle
That's
for the one.
Definitely the shot if you want to go game.
He's not. He's obviously. Oh. And that actually hasn't changed too much, to be fair.
No.
In fact, it might have made it a little bit easier for Nathan, if anything.
Got rid of a bit of traffic there.
He's still got plenty of work to do. So, I reckon you clear this one to the top left and try and get on that one in balk still.
Yeah, he's got a good angle here to try and just screw off the bottom rail, maybe touch the right hand side and come in behind it. Or he could do it off this.
See, I like that ball, your transition ball to the bottom is too near the right bucket, but I mean, one good shot.
He's got a bit of an angle here. Might be a little bit harder to hold the white.
You've almost got to play like check side on it to throw it across and hold it. But
He's played it well
no,
though. A little bit under hit, but
it's good. He's obviously got a plan though, so he's not unsure. He seems to be quite calculated, which is good to see. So as long as you've got a plan, I mean, if you can just put this into the centre bag and leave yourself of those two reds near the centre, I think the top one goes.
Yep.
So I mean, you can just put this ball in and see what you're left with.
might be able to leave himself a double on that last red potentially.
Oh, unlucky. He actually played the shot quite well, was just aimed a little bit high.
Yeah.
So really important for Smitty to take control here. It's not a guaranteed out if that yellow under the red doesn't go. I don't know if it does. If it does, I'd probably back him in, but so this was that shot I thought earlier. If that yellow under the red doesn't go,
Yeah.
if it does, you can just run through.
Play it in the middle.
Obviously does.
Yeah,
It has to for that
always
sort of
play
shot. Yeah, so it must go by a mile. Or does it? It did sort of sneak in, but he would have.
Yeah.
Nathan probably preferred that in. Was where the whites landed.
He may have covered the pocket a little bit.
I reckon Miller probably preferred Smith to put that where the white had landed, but
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, he's got to manufacture something now, the young pup. So, just a bit of a plug, mate. We're here at the Harmony German Club, venue of the 2017 national titles. Yeah, this streaming today brought to you by ACT 8 Ball Live. Big Georgie Nitzes. Kenny Nickel also big hand in that this weekend.
That's a very clever shot he's just played there. He's didn't have a lot of options.
It's a great shot. Oh. I want to get some coaching off this kid.
Yeah.
He's forced. Smithy can't play up the top because he's in off. So he's actually playing. It's sort of hard to leave it safe. He's played a really good shot there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's potted it.
Wow, I didn't think that cut, but
Has he left himself on?
I think he might be on the yellow to the right.
Even still, not easy to get your position.
No. Bit of a natural angle though, you know, potentially a little bit of left-hand side. It might come off the rail in the black.
Try and cannon into that black wall.
But it's a tough pot. He's played
That's
it well.
a great shot.
He played it very well.
And under the pump too.
Yeah.
That's what he needed. Should bring this one back to 2-1.
Yeah, needed this frame, I think, just to keep in touch.
Looks like we've got a pretty good match on our hands.
I think so. I think 8-7's not a bad prediction.
Always missed.
Wow. He won't be happy about that one.
Hate calling those.
Commentator's
Commentator's
curse.
curse.
Sorry, Smithy.
Yeah, that was Brent's fault. It's a huge opportunity now for Nathan Miller, for Smitty.
Just needs one good pot here, I think.
Would you be taking this one?
See.
Sort of got a result, sort of. Smitty will be laughing about that.
Straight down, get onto the
Missed
pot.
that too, has he?
No, that's in.
he's spotted it.
Yeah.
I think the shot for Miller was the one at the centre, even though his white was running away.
Just drop it in.
Yeah, just roll it in and
Yeah.
leave yourself. That pot that he took on long would have been a bit more straighter than where he was.
Yeah.
But backed himself, had a crack. Like to see that in the young pups. So Smitty gets one back and needed that one. So anyone watching all these matches are being catered to through Pullstat. So if you jump on the ACT 8 Ball ACTEBA Facebook page, there's a link to the Pullstat draw, and players have been given pins for the live updates and live scoring for anyone that's interested. So you can follow all your favourite players like myself live as it happens. Just got the one streaming table for the weekend, so you'll be, hopefully the draw's pretty stiff, so you get some pretty good matches starting from the next round, so should see some good quality pool starting with this one anyway.
So Brendon's just given Nathan 2 there. A little bit unfortunate to pot the yellow, but
plenty of work to do on the yellows.
yep. Now, with 2 visits here, I personally would be maybe thinking about trying to get that one on the rail out as soon as possible.
And he's still sort of a bit tricky with this one next to the black too.
He does have an angle here to potentially knock it out, or at least knock the red out of the way. But
Just trying to get under it, is he? I mean, you can play it into the black and open it, and then try and leave himself an angle on that yellow that he's looking at. Well, not now, but Going a different way, he just needs a shot and got a bit of a result with a double kiss, but I'm assuming he's going to have to play this yellow off a ball, the one next to the black if he gets down to it.
Well, it does go top left, but trying to get the white in a good position for that's not easy.
Might go bottom right off the red.
Potentially, yep.
Probably not a bad result,
Yeah,
really.
it's a good cover. It's
rather than trying to go for the out from where he was.
Trying to force it, covering a pocket's always a good option. Which
from where he's left his
it's rich. That's rich coming from me. Possibly the worst player in Canberra at covering pockets.
Well, these are small, so you actually got about 20% more chance, I'd give you now.
Yeah, so I'll just go for the pot and cover.
Yeah, just go for the pot and pretend like you meant to do it. So if I'm Nathan now, I'm probably trying to play this yellow next to the black out, as long as Smitty's still got that red on the rail there.
Yep.
So you're still a shot ahead of him unless he plays a double, or like he still has to play good shots. So try and get your ball out, and that's what he's doing. Yeah. That's a good shot. It's a good option. Might even go off the red and give himself a chance at the out.
That's not the best result.
Yeah, that was the shot. He just execution. Yeah, but Smitty using a bit of his experience, just get that red out of there straight away.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to give Smitty the advantage now.
Yeah. So, looking at the table here, I'm thinking, Brendon's got a dead red down the bottom. The black's dead. You probably want to, if you can, try and get your open yellow down over this pocket, potentially pot the red. Give him two.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, he could always play this ball over the corner and play the one near the baulk line that he's behind now to the bottom right and try and get the pocket
Or cover
back,
that, yeah.
So he's sort of in a tricky spot here.
Might have been what he was playing for there, and he's led a little high.
I mean, it's not dead, but he's on the push, so he's still got a chance if he can just play a good shot here. And that's pretty good. That's a pretty good shot. Basically, now gives Smitty a chance to go game. He's this red near the bottom right. If he can leave himself an angle to develop the black, isn't too hard, and I think that's a shot he needs to play. Maybe not next, but the shot, maybe the third shot. Play this plant here.
Looks like he's playing safe here.
Getting two's also fine if
Nice.
you're going to get them.
Just left that yellow on.
So as mentioned before, Jason Tanaspic is the current defending champion of this tournament. I actually rate him about $36 to win it this year. Basically give him no chance.
I actually think he's the favourite. Just ask him.
I don't. I would actually give people 40 to 1 on him. He cues like a seesaw at a playground. He plays all the wrong shots. He just gets lucky. Back to the match. So that's interesting. Smitty didn't play the best shot before to play the snooker, and now he finds himself in a little bit of a tricky sort of situation. I mean, he's still fine, but it's really important you play those shots
When you get presented with the opportunities.
Yeah, it's really important because you never know what might happen here. And like I said, he's not out of this by any means, but it just shows he's now sort of a little bit harder for him.
I think you got to go game here. There's nothing's presenting itself as too big of an issue. He's got a few balls he can potentially try and get the black off the rail with.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one closest to the black now is a shot, and he's played the cannon and got it resolved.
So it is a result.
If Nathan can drop this into the centre bag, though, it's a massive shot. If he can just play plain ball, drop it in the centre bag, it gives himself a chance. Smitty just sort of hasn't really got going just yet. popped it up the top. I mean, he was queuing over, so it was a really tough shot. What I don't get, Smitty had the exact same shot the previous visit, and now he's sort of going for it. Developing black here or not? Bit risky, but I think it's money ball. This is a confidence one. I reckon if we can play this one in the centre and bump the black.
Yeah, I don't think he likes it. The only problem with playing that shot is if you do develop it and miss your pot.
He has to play it now, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. That's on now.
You got a double kiss.
It's got perfect little plant for this red down the bottom too. Not quite as intended, I don't think.
You run this red on the bottom rail over to the bottom right, give a bit of coverage on the black.
I think that's the only shot here.
Otherwise, the only other shot you can play is one to the top right of the same shot, but I think the smartest shot is to cover that black up, and that way you're only leaving a double to the centre to lose. That's a good shot. Found they're pretty tight corners, so if you can just get a ball in there, it's going to be hard to get something in behind it. And that's well and truly covered it, so good shot there from Smitty.
He's pretty much left himself in a position now where he's got to try and go game. Double the black.
He's left himself a good angle. I mean, it's on. And young pup's playing pretty well, so he's just got to get himself down under the...
He's decided to cover up, so he's asking a question.
Not a bad shot, really.
It's not. It's a little...
It's a smart shot when your opponent hasn't really got going yet as well.
Yeah, true.
They probably would have had a crack, but there's nothing wrong with the shot that he's just played there,
Not
to
at
be
all.
fair. Smitty going to lay this wide into this corner and just jam it in there, or is he going to have a crack?
I hope not.
Big.
Although that is a very that's a tough black down that rail.
I think he's just got to roll the white onto the red in the corner. He can't have a crack at this, can he?
Called it.
That's the shot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably nothing wrong with just deliberately fouling in this situation. If you could see the black, I'd probably say hit the black up there, but I'd be inclined to leave the white where it is.
I agree. I mean,
he's played it. Don't go in.
that is
That's
fantastic shot.
Why deliberately foul when you can just hit it?
Well, because he's better than us, clearly.
Definitely. That's a huge shot.
That is absolutely massive. Played it, obviously, and now he's no easy option here for Brendon.
He's developed the black.
And that's not a good result for him.
He's got Smitty shaken up here.
He does.
This is important. After he's just drawn that error out of Smitty, he's got to capitalise on this. Give himself a good lead.
That is...
It's out.
Okay.
It's out.
It's okay.
How about the exuberance of the young pup?
Playing that off the rail is...
It's an exhibition.
It is.
Love it. Has this kid got a doubles partner?
He does now.
His dad, I think. And rightly so.
Oh,
it was tough.
It wasn't an easy shot, and I think he was a little bit worried about that white too.
Yeah, it was a bit of an angle towards that top left corner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Holy dooly. Smitty, layup.
I think so.
That's a good shot from Smitty.
Yeah.
Again, I'd be thinking about deliberately just fouling and rolling this, touching this white up on the red.
If that black is truly dead, that's probably not a bad option.
It doesn't go to the centre. It's just on the rail, so...
Where's the white going? A little bit unlucky there. Played it perfect weight. Did he hit the black?
I don't know if Smitty just called total or foul. I don't know. I don't know if he. He
I
must.
don't think he hit it.
Oh no, he's nominated the black. That was snooker. Yeah, I thought he called total at first.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good shot.
That's not a result.
Smears could be about to go off here.
He's just tried to leave the white safe there.
Is he gonna? I don't know how to call the kid's shots. I've called about 8 wrong. Did he come off one?
I think
Off the
he's.
side rail and try and put it.
Yeah,
Looks like he's
that's what
looking
he's
at
playing.
it. Ooh. Had a stab. Good effort. Oh, wowza.
Wow.
I mean, this still isn't guaranteed.
He's got 2 though, right?
No, he doesn't have 2.
the
Holy
white
dooly. Holy dooly.
Yeah, that was always a risk at that pace.
I'm going to say that is loose. That is more loose than a plastic bag. I mean, if Smitty doesn't pull his finger out here, he's in danger of losing the plot.
Yeah.
Colin Gamble's just arrived. One of the short favourites to take out the tournament this year.
$1.05 is what I heard.
I heard $1.10. Check out his draw. It's sick. Miller with a pretty good chance here. Got a little bit of work to do.
Taking this red down the rail early by the looks of it. Try and
In
cover
or
up.
over.
Yep.
I don't know if those reds on each other up the top, you can put them on, like play the plant if you have to.
Yep.
So if you put this in or over and just see what you're left with. I'm really liking his style at the moment.
He's playing the right shots,
Absolutely.
which is that's the hardest part, right?
Absolutely. Speaking the language on the table. With the way that he's playing, 100%. Smitty's going to do it. I don't think. That's a pretty good foul.
It's
That's
not
a
bad.
Pretty good foul.
He doesn't have an easy starter here, so
I don't think that red in the centre of the table passes to the bottom right. Oh, but he might have left him a gap for these other two on the right. Yeah, he has. And I mean, depending on how he left that, that was frame ball really. Like if he could have hung that over the centre. I mean, this still is frame ball really. I think he can only play this one over the right bag to one of the bottom corners. So
Yeah.
this is frame ball basically.
one good shot.
Oh,
Clever. Very clever.
seriously, where do I organise the lessons? That's a massive shot.
It is. So is that. That's a great pot.
This kid would touch Tanaz up in a race.
Easily.
I'd give Tanaz start. He's still got a bit of work to do. Roll this one into the centre.
Oh, yeah.
So after all the good work, he's let Smitty back in after I've talked him up.
I think he's going to lay up here.
Yeah, really important for Smitty to get this one. I feel like if he doesn't, he could
You reckon he's going to run away with it?
lose the plot. Just the style of player he can sometimes. I mean, sometimes it works out for him, but he'll start banging balls around the table if things stop going his way.
So he's got 2 here. You want to be finishing this frame.
Taking the one over the top left, closest to the top left corner, surely. Come back out. No? Okay.
Happy to waste one, which is fine.
Nothing wrong with that one. So realistically, this should be a pretty easy out from here.
You think so? Yep.
He should be going out from here. So now, is it tricky now? Surely not.
I think it's playing on his head a little bit.
Second guessing himself.
Yeah. Just drop that in. That's all right.
Yeah, this is going to be a good shot. And this isn't easy. Still got to play a good shot here.
He's probably just going to screw straight back here.
And that's a good shot.
That's perfect. Just drop this in.
Oh my goodness.
And that is not a good result.
Oh, that is
Look at this.
large.
Why would you play position on the black?
That's a large Big Mac meal with extra Big Mac sauce.
So you probably just would have like rolled that yellow in. Why would you? When you can pop balls like that, that's huge.
I got no words. To keep himself in it at 3-2, that is large. So do we have any pop percentage stats or anything we can utilise here? Percentages pop up, pop percentage, safety percentage.
I'm going to say that Brendon has won 2/3 of the frames they've played.
I'd say he's won 40%, which is what? Just a bit over 2/3. I'd say he's won 2/5.
Given the score's 3-2, I'd say he's won 2/3.
They've played 5 frames.
Yeah.
So it's 40%. It's over 2/3.
Okay. You're right. My maths is terrible.
No, semantics. Semantics. I'm just being a prick.
I'll have to have a chat to get that audio erased.
I'm actually wondering where our pop percentage stats are gone. Maybe we should take them ourselves. We'll start doing tally marks on shots made versus shots taken. So, what are you getting up to this weekend?
I think I might spend some time at the German club.
I reckon you're going to get knocked out next round.
I really hope you're on the TV table.
That's okay, then everyone can see how jammy chair is. He's like strawberry jam mixed with apricot jam. I think we could be in for a bit of a lengthy one here.
Or not.
Ooh, so he's fouled. And I wouldn't say he's got a result, but
So I like taking the middle red here, top right. Just run up.
I mean, if you can put this first one and keep the 2 for his black, he's actually a chance. Like he's got a bit of work to do, but it's his first ball. If you can put this in and get up table.
That's a great
That's a
ball.
great shot.
Look at that white ball.
That's a great hit. And we were mucking around this table earlier, and Tanaz couldn't pot a ball like that. So that's actually a great shot. Tanaz had about 9 or 10, and I think he potted maybe 1 or 2 max.
That's about standard for him though. I think
True.
his pot percentage rate's usually about 15%.
True.
Except when they're on the rail, and then it's about 2%.
2%'s a bit generous.
Oh, 0.2.
Yeah, 0.2. Oh, if that gets up, he's got to hit it harder. Still a great shot. He's actually looking really good. I'm just double checking I don't have him in the next round.
So he does. I think he might have an angle here if he wants to try and get that black out to play off this red closer to the black and screw into it.
Oh yeah, it's a shot.
And if he's landed on a red, that's okay.
I think he did. He got a little bit stiff. He played the shot well, but he just didn't leave himself a red. If he hadn't left himself that one over the bottom right.
If he can't see that, I think he's just got to try and kill a yellow here. That's a good shot.
It's a great shot. So this is actually a second round match. I didn't realise.
So who played the round 1 match?
Nathan Miller. So Nathan Miller knocked off Bill Freeman 8-3.
Okay.
So he's had a bit of a hit out. Which
Yeah.
must have been last night. The interesting thing is with any of these tables downstairs, for anyone that's here, no one's really used to them. No one's played on. One's upstairs. Obviously, people are used to playing on,
Yeah,
on Wednesday nights.
They do play very different.
They play a fair bit different. So if some of these people that have had a chance to play in the first round get someone that hasn't played, there's maybe an advantage to be had until they figure it out. That's a good pot. Still leaving himself a bit of work, and he's sort of forced to, I reckon, play this one above the black now.
I think he's got to try and
If you
take the
hang
pocket.
if you hang this one down the rail, you give a chance to Nathan to go game. I don't think you can go this shot.
Yeah, that's not in, and he's
And even if he pots that, he leaves himself a pretty difficult shot after that.
yeah.
So this might be a tricky angle for Nathan, but if he can get into it.
Well, he hasn't hit a rail.
Yeah, fair shot. He's giving Smitty a good chance now.
Do you reckon they hit a rail?
Yeah,
It did?
It knocked into the red, and then the red hit the cush. Actually, watch the shot.
I was looking at the TV, and it's a little bit hard to tell.
The rail sort of camouflages in with the bed of the tap. He has given Smitty a good chance now. I'd be inclined to play this one above the black. Oh, we don't sit on it. That's a good shot. That's a great shot from Smitty. Big shout out to Mongrel, getting all the tables set up for us for the weekend.
Yeah,
You'll never
absolutely.
see this or hear this, but good on you, mate. Spends plenty of hours getting it right for us. So.
Yeah, I think the players really appreciate the effort the guys put in. Being able to play on such decent tables is it's huge.
So again, I mean, Smitty's got to get behind the black, so he's got to play a good shot, leave himself a good angle here, whatever he decides to do. I mean, I don't think the black passes under the reds.
Doesn't look like it, no.
And that's pretty good. And now it's just about a confident shot. If you're playing, are you playing a bit of left-hand side on this shot, coming off one and trying to get it on, on the back to the bottom left?
Absolutely. I mean, you just got to make sure you don't go anywhere near that middle pocket. So get into it a little bit. He's probably got into it a little bit too much there.
So there's the risk, and
yeah, didn't need to play that hard.
No, that sort of one, he had the angle where he could have just relied on the angle.
Yep.
And even if you leave yourself up near the balk line, just leave yourself on the other side of the table to give yourself a shot on the black. But
yep. One of those shots where the pot's the most important thing.
yeah, absolutely. And good pot there from Nathan, punishing Smitty for his mistakes. So just in case anyone doesn't know, commentary this afternoon brought to you by the Brents of ACTEBA. The better Brent Noble, and the second best Brent in ACTEBA, Brent Hampton.
Better Brent, but not the better player.
True. Better person. It's probably more important. Alright. Excluding yourself from this, because I know you got a few tickets on yourself. If you had to pick someone to win it, excluding yourself, someone to lose to you in the final, have you got any predictions for me? Can I get a name out of you?
Well, given I'm on the opposite side of the draw, I would. So if I was going to pick someone who I'd want to play in the final,
Yeah.
good player,
Yeah.
I reckon I'd just have the edge over Matt Harmon. Just in his head a little bit after I had a good win against him in CEP last season. So
Are you on the opposite side or on the same side?
I think we're on the opposite side of the draw. I'm in the hard side.
Yeah, the notorious bottom half.
Yeah.
Matty Harmon. No, that's fair call. I thought you were in the top half.
I don't think so.
What's your name?
It's Brent.
Oh, that's right. You are in the top half.
I am in the top half.
Yeah, so you're actually bump into Harmon in the semi if you wanted him.
Okay, sweet. I thought I was in the bottom half.
No, you're in the top half.
I'm in the good half. That's good.
Yes. It's only good because you're in it.
No, there's still some tough players in that top half.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I know I was online a couple of days ago bagging the top half, but there's still plenty of capable players in there. You got Matty Harmon, you got Mick Norton, Dean Welsh, Cole Gamble, yourself. There's still plenty of quality up there, so
Look,
I mean, potentially Nathan Miller could make a bit of a
yeah, absolutely.
From what I'm seeing, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the way he's playing. Alright, so Harmon in the semi. I'm going to get in before you, even though he's on my side, because it's the easiest pick in the world. And say Eddie Chen.
Yeah, look.
Edmund Chen.
You can never really discount
Look, I will
Eddie.
say he's trying to...
You mean Eddie Chalchen?
Eddie Charlton, yeah, that's him. The Chen Meister. I will say, after he got towed up by myself in this event last year in round 1, he's looking to really bounce back. I demoralised him.
You only asked this question so that you could recount that victory, didn't you?
It's semantics, but no, to be fair, I've been obviously joining the Hammers this season, got a chance to watch a fair bit of Eddie, and he's playing quite well, and he's the sort of player once he gets going, actually starts flowing. It's like he's shelling peas, as some people say. He's a pleasure to watch, and
He does pot some very, very massive shots.
I do think though the thing with Eddie that could catch him out is having to play on these bottom tables, because he does play a pretty, like, he hits a solid ball.
He does. He
So
does like to pump them in a bit.
If you don't hit these good on these tables, they won't fall in like they do up the top. So that'll be the only thing. If he draws a table down here and plays someone of quality that he doesn't give too much respect to. But yeah, I'd have to say Eddie Chen from the bottom half, if he can knock me over after I run through everyone. And I'd probably say Matty Harmon on the top half.
Yeah, I think he, realistically, you look at that top half, and Mick and Matt are the two guys to beat.
Yeah, and I think, I'm not taking anything away from the other guys, but yourself will probably run into Dean Welsh.
Yeah.
Pretty early, and then maybe one of yous will play Mick as well. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't have personally. I don't have huge expectations. I don't put a lot of time in outside of these comps and Wednesday night. So you don't put the time, you don't get the results.
Yeah, and I was going to say Coon looks a bit ordinary, so I don't feel as bad about saying that now. So I'm glad you admitted it.
It's because I did a massive weight session this morning. Can't lift my arms.
Yeah. Well, you spend about half an hour in bed after you do or something. To the match, I haven't called a shot for about 20 minutes. Smitty on the Reds.
Yes, he's...
And Black a bit tied up.
Yep.
Probably trying it. Would you be trying to get a ball into that top right corner?
I think you got to try and even the score a bit with that covering a pocket somehow. Tie things up a bit. I mean,
as long as Nathan's got this one down near this bottom right, but if you're Nathan, are you any chance of playing that yellow to the left centre and trying to screw into the black? No way.
I think he's not... Getting his yellow out and leaving the black there is not a bad option. He's tried to get it out there, actually.
Same. That was probably the better way to do it, to be fair. The only risk was the black going down and sitting over the middle, or somehow falling in, which might have been a bit hard. Doesn't want that to sit on it, but I think it's killed them both.
Would you go game here?
I would probably go game. I'd play that red to the left centre that sticks out the most, and put screw it with left hand side so it throws out, bumps into that red on the yellow on the right hand side of the table, kisses the top half of the red ball, comes off the side rail, top rail, and kicks into the yellow on the black and set the black up. So like a check side screw into the two balls on each other, clip the top half of the red, come off the side, come off the top, kick into the yellow on the black.
I can't believe it.
And you're pretty much out.
I actually can't believe I didn't see that shot before I asked you.
Mate, centre ball for beginners.
If he doesn't play that...
Yeah, I think my shot was the percentage shot, but you could make an argument for the shot he played.
I think he was trying to cover that middle pocket with his red there, and he's just overhit it a little bit. I don't like potting that yellow. I'm not sure.
I don't know if he meant to maybe bounce the yellow out a bit more, like he caught it a bit fine, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. Probably just roll up behind here. Just don't want to overhit it, because that black will go in the middle if he punches this.
That's a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
So you played in your first state team in 2017, mate.
I did.
Are you, if you don't happen to get a result today and make the final, are you going to try out again this year?
Yeah, I think it will. Had uphill battle last year, having no ranking, so I had to come through early rounds. I played 4 weekends in a row, I think, to qualify. Ended up getting a result. I finished first, which was just unexpected, but
You topped the top 20, didn't you?
I did. Anyone that was there on the day will tell you that I didn't know that I had, because I walked up going, "Oh, have I made the team?" And then Pete Smith has said, "Yeah, you finished first."
And it surprised me for a guy that really only plays centre with white. You don't have too much technology on you, so.
No, very simple guy.
I did come and watch a few frames throughout the weekend. You played quite well, so be a good asset to the state team again if you can get there. But yeah, too many weekends for me. If I don't make it here today, I'll go into retirement for state team trials for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
Alright, so are you trying to cannon into the black and cute, or are you just going to bash into these?
It looks like he's trying to leave himself a cut to try and just over the last yellow.
I'd probably try to stir them. I don't know why. That's just the first shot that comes to my mind.
And
That's a
he's played
great
that
shot.
absolutely perfect.
Who's this kid? It's not bad as long as basically it means Smitty gets a crack at the black.
I'll tell you what, he doesn't want to leave his red over that middle pocket, because that makes it a big pocket. Like, he needs to get rid of that.
Yeah, good call. He
It's a good
has.
shot.
I'm wondering if he's tempted to play the black up the rail and thinking he has a big pocket when in actual fact that is a prick of a shot on these tables.
That is basically impossible on these tables.
Yeah, I don't think he is because.
I think he'll leave himself a double.
Yeah. Would you consider doubling the red near the balk line over behind the yellow in this situation, or not really? Just because of where the black is?
Yeah, I mean, there's no real value in potting this yellow unless you play it like that,
Oh,
in which case I'll shut up.
I'm just going to stop saying he should deliberately foul. When you can get out of snookers like that, why would you?
He might be a little low on this black to double it, so he might just containing safety.
It's a smart shot. Really liking the way he's playing.
He's played more smart shots in 6 frames than I have in my whole life.
Same here. Super impressive. That's a good shot from Smitty.
That is actually,
Probably wanted it out. Because now
yeah,
he's forced to have a crack.
yeah. You got to try and. The other option he's got here is to roll up to the red on the right here and leave a difficult cut down the rail.
But I'm the kind of person who probably goes stab at the double from there.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to leave your opponent a shot like that, but he has.
And that's what he's done.
That's a bit, he's queuing over. See, this is a risk. If he pots this, I got no sympathy because he could have had a crack.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to kill the black there again.
Yeah, playing it to the top rail.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if Smitty doesn't finish from here. Is this a little bit tricky now?
I actually think he played the wrong red there. I would have played the other one, just dropped it in and left myself a nice little angle to come up the table. But he should be alright.
It's a good recovery shot.
Yep.
I mean, it's all forgiven when you play a recovery shot like that, but I agree. I probably would have went the other one.
When I've got, when you're moving the white up and down the table, you want to try and keep it as simple as possible. But he finished that well.
He did well. It's doesn't matter how you do it, I guess, in the end, as long as you pot it. So 4-3.
Just going to hand over to JT, our reigning champion and long odd
To go back to back.
non-favourite for this weekend. $1.60 he says.
Here he is.
Hello everybody,
Hello,
how
mate.
are we? What are we up to, 23 people watching?
Oh, you've actually got process metrics. Oh, 23, there you go. Hey? No, not yet. So we've got
4-3.
Miller's actually playing some really good pool. Smitty's probably given him a few chances that he maybe surprised with from Smitty, but to be fair, Miller is actually playing some really good pool, playing the right shots. I haven't had a really close look at him, to be honest, for a while. He actually plays some really good stick. Have you watched him closely?
Yes. Notice after that black he played just before, after that frame I called him over and said, when you 4-2 up, always have a crack at that double.
Yeah. Had you seen him play closely before
Yeah,
today? Like
I've
watched
seen-
him really
I've seen
closely? Because he actually...
He's a good player.
I remember seeing him when he was a real young fella, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. To be fair, I haven't seen much of him too closely since. He actually plays some very good stick and smart pool.
The main thing is that when you're young, you keep growing and get better. It's just keeping your head. It's easily to get cranky, it's easily to this and that.
It doesn't strike me as a kid that has that angry temperament. He might be harsh on himself, but he seems pretty chilled. As long as he enjoys it. Obviously, you only want to do something if you enjoy it, and if he actually enjoys playing this game, which I imagine he does if he's been playing it for this long, I think we're looking at someone who could be a bit of a weapon in the next few years, just to get a bit of that match experience going, and maybe try and travel away to a few of those comps.
So even that red's over the pocket up there and there's a gap, that's still on this table, still not confident of putting a ball through that hole up the top rail.
From what I now know, after what we did this morning, I would be staying away from that.
Because I was kind of having a little argument with Mao before that the first frame was a ball at the top and he reckons the ball went straight in. I was like, dude, this table is very tight.
I honestly think I'd rather play some players on these tables just because they're way tighter.
Because you hate having a go.
Yeah, pretty much. I rely on other players making errors because I can't make outs.
Well, that's a lie.
What do they call it? Crumb grabbing.
So this would be a good table for you and Chia to play on.
Absolutely, Chio plays some bullshit shots, and they wouldn't drop on these tables. So
Hopefully Chia's listening.
he won't be listening. That's why I'm going to bag his ass, but I'll bag him to his face. I would be way more happy to play Chair on a table like this because he's loose. Only hits half ball pots and hits half the bucket when he pots and they fall in. It's sick. And these don't fall in, so I'd love to get him on one of these tables. I really hope I don't get streamed on this table and get pumped now.
It was almost a foul, but I don't know. If Chia wears a collar, I'm pretty sure you still will be on this table.
Maybe we'll see how the timing works out.
How come you got 13 beers?
I don't know.
Do you want to take his? Oh, okay. So Nathan 4-3 up here.
Smitty just got to do something with that yellow next to that little cluster of reds there. What are you thinking?
I'd just be tempted to push his yellow over the pocket here.
I'd be laying up this white under the reds like he's looking at now. That's a good shot. Smart shot from the Smith.
You could play these two balls onto the black. That red's going to go off the black, off the yellow, straight in the centre, and it's game over.
But does your black go near the top right?
No, not on this
I think
pocket, not on these
I
tables.
think it might. I mean, he played a smart shot because he forced Nathan to play into it. I mean, I'm sure Nathan didn't try to develop that yellow. He played it in a way that he was trying to keep it together. Unfortunately, he knocked it out. But
He still has Brendon still has one tricky yellow here. It's not like you could nearly take it on now.
I just don't like the plant. If the yellow was more in that bottom right pocket, I'd have a crack at that.
what shot he actually hasn't seen yet. That yellow, he's dead yellow near the black. That actually goes up onto that other yellow in the top pocket.
Oh, yep. But he might be on this shot. That might be the shot to play now. Oh, he's developed it. That's a good shot.
Yeah, that's a good
He
shot.
played a good shot there. So, the thing with Smitty so far in this match, he just hasn't been finishing the outs when they're there. So he's played some good shots, but just at that clinch ball, that money ball, he's sort of laid up a bit. I don't know, like he's just twitching. I don't think it's a twitch. He's just not getting on him.
This is still a little bit tricky now. He has to. Do you have to roll this in, land white on the bulk line?
See, I'd prefer my last ball to be the ball over the middle bucket,
Yeah.
and I'd be playing this top yellow and leaving myself on the one on to the bottom left, because then you have a natural angle to come off the bottom rail. But
Now he's
probably
he's probably on it, is he?
has he half ball snooking himself?
I did offer you one, mate. Oh, third one. I'll give you a sausage. Who? Wow, that was a very, very loose shot there. And he's...
Yeah, Miller 5-3.
So I haven't seen much of this match. Are you backing Nathan pot out from here?
Yeah, 100%.
I
Smitty
think
just hasn't got the rhythm going.
I
When he
think
gets going, he plays as good as anyone, but if he doesn't, he can be his own
I'd
worst
be
enemy.
tempted to take this top one now and just let him back down now.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been able to call his outs too good, but there's nothing wrong with the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
That's not the best if he doesn't.
So I would have played the top one. You could have brought the white down in between two balls and you had two options.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that shot if he had got onto the one to the left centre. It's just now that he hasn't, he's got to make a new plan. So you're now playing. You see, he's playing a shot. I wouldn't play this shot, but there's nothing wrong with it if he.
Yeah, it's not a bad leave.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't play that shot.
Yeah.
But there's probably not that much wrong with it if he leaves the red in a bit of a better spot. He's thinking about where his white ball is and what he's leaving his opponent, which is really good to see. You know, I mean, there's
And
not.
he's not just being full aggressive though, which is you do get a lot of young kids just play full aggressive.
He's actually a really smart player. And I've known Nathan for years, and I'm kicking myself. I haven't watched him a bit more closely, given how he's going now. But he is playing some good stick.
That's a good shot.
Yeah.
That's a good shot.
I didn't expect that to fall in. This would be a bit of a steal for Smith. Given what he had left Nathan in that previous visit, I think this would be a big steal.
So do you just roll this in, play to the corner, or do you screw back?
I'm probably trying to get on this to the right centre, the black to the right centre. Just you can play
Well,
plain ball.
yeah.
You got options, and then you just pot it. And that's what he's done.
Yeah, it's a good shot. I might get 1 out of 10 shots right.
Mate, that's the first one I've called right. Don't worry, it's only taken me 8 frames. Smitty missed a black like that.
The great Hall of Famer Gazelle has just walked into the building.
The gazelle,
With
the
his-
hot dog annihilator.
He's definitely not wore a collar shirt.
Oh wow, doesn't want to be on the streaming table. Such a happy looking bloke.
He's happy because he's walked past the punting the TAB on the way in.
So foursies, we're on the foursies right here. So it's a race to 4.
Empire says back on his shirt, your favourite venue, Brent.
I don't even remember being there last time I was there, mate.
I just remember the next day, Alec comes up to me and looks at me in the eyes, goes, "How you feeling, mate?" That's a good break there. by Nathan.
Good times. What are you going, Reds?
Reds, if you play a ball, I think this red at the top court goes to the corner.
Yeah, you can play the top one of the two next to each other, the top left. Oh, I think that's the shot too, because you want to separate them. I don't. But, I mean, like I said, I'm not sure what he's actually doing now.
If you actually landed a little bit shorter, you could
Does he
have
have
played this red down the corner and hit the yellow and opened them up a bit.
Is the red near the black spot needing to be developed? Because that's what he's going to do with his shot. And
That's
that's,
a
I
good
mean, there's
shot.
nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
that's
It's
a good
just
shot.
he's got no result.
Have you ever seen Dean Welsh smile?
No, it's a myth.
It's a myth. If I was Nathan, I'd just pot this yellow over the pocket and give him 2.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Smitty, to be fair, I think Nathan's playing better, but Smitty's just stayed in it. Hey. I ordered a mock steak. Hasn't come yet. Nathan's been playing better, but Smitty's just staying in the frames.
Gonna play my shot.
Yeah, that's a. But you know what I mean? He's playing good. Like, that wasn't execution let him down. He's actually thinking about what he's doing and
Yeah.
playing some good pull shots.
Yeah, I thought about just putting that yellow, getting him 2, which is I thought was a good shot.
That's seriously a shot I would have played. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm good, but I'm saying he just thinks about the game really well, which is cool to see.
You do realise you're playing ball today.
I drank when I was playing black ball, different game.
I've put this question to the prize. The bloke with the massive chicken burger with the lettuce overtaking his whole plate. That's a fair lettuce leaf. So, obviously excluding yourself because you have massive tickets on yourself to win everything, who would you pick as someone you'd play in the final, someone to win the
Going
tournament?
through the draw, I think Matty Harmon will be in the final in that top half. Bottom half's rigged. But
There's Noble, Nick, Dean, me,
and
Matt. There's a fair few.
Well, that's it though.
there's only one state champion in there.
That's it. And 4 of yous will knock each other out.
Yeah.
All the time it's like me,
You, then Chia, then into
Kenny,
Edmund.
Masal, Tanaz,
All right.
Edmund. Sick draw.
For
Pull,
me,
what's that thing you use to do the draw?
Pull stat.
Dude, let's get rid of that. Let's go back to drawing numbers out of a hat.
All right. To be fair, my pick, bar me, to win it, because I am going back to back.
Be 8-1. Shot
I
Smith.
give the great Shane Smith a red hot chance. He came over to my house the other day and he was 8-0 up in about 7 minutes.
So if you were pumping him 8-0, why do you think he's actually a chance? Oh, he was pumping you 8-0.
Yeah, he was up 8-0 against me or something. And I got it back to 11-7 or 11-8 or something, but he's...
Yeah, I mean,
He has come run. Edmund's playing very well, but it's a lot of pull. He's good at 1-2 races maybe a day, but to keep playing that many races after on the Sunday. Yeah. So it's even Edmund said to me now, he goes, even though he's won 2 state titles, singles, he says this is a lot harder for him now to win.
huge shot, Smith.
So
Great shot, Smithy. We missed actually a few
but
good
I
shots
think
from
any
Smith.
of the top, I think there's about 12 top players in Canberra.
Yeah, and I think-
there's only, it's,
It could come down to a couple of hill matches and stuff like that, and just
and thinking
he
about
go?
there's
The
only,
centre?
yeah.
holy dooly. He's missed it. Colin
But I
will
was going
slow
over
down.
the past results. There's only about 4 actual singles champions playing. You know, so it's
Well, like I said, I think the good thing is there'll be a couple of state players will be making the side this
Yeah,
weekend, which
I
is cool.
think it's always going to be it's always going to be 2 good players in the final, no matter what. I think so.
I think the other trouble too, well, Polstad's fair, but people that have not played as much because they had a few like you and Anthony, you weren't feeding to what your skill level is, so it puts you against each other.
But Brent did this last year. He played Edmund in the second round, beat him, And Brent was actually, Brent and Edmund were actually on my side of the draw. So then Brent played Edmund, beat him, then played Nicole, and I played the winner of that match, and Nicole got up on Brent. So it was just like, you know, I actually did have a pretty hard draw. It was just people keep beating people that, you know.
Look, I'm happy to say I've never been beaten by a man in this tournament. not saying anywhere from misses. Oh, Miller. I'm just saying no man has ever beaten me in this tournament yet. Knickers.
She's a freak though.
Laid up and got a bit of a result.
I'm back in Smith.
Got a
with
bit
the pockets.
stiff. You potted both.
She was up 2-1.
Who?
And against Bill.
Scored 2-0. Thanks, mate.
Oh,
Thanks, Robert, for the cherry ripe. Keep me going. Bit of fruit never hurt.
Nathan got a little bit stiff there. He played a good shot and ended up popping both his reds. If one just sits over the pocket, then he's obviously can use one to lay onto the black.
See, now this is where I start to give Smitty the advantage because he'll start to play, not the small board, but he's now back ahead and he'll probably play the right shots like couple pocket. Whereas Miller, I mean, his game hasn't changed too much. I'll be interested to see how he goes now he's behind because he has led the whole match. I know some players can sort of, the quality can start to go when they're behind, so I'll be interested to see how young Miller handles the chase when he should really be up 5-4.
I noticed that Brendon Smith is playing with your old cue.
Yeah, so interesting story for those listening.
He does use a 9-ball cue.
So the shaft he's actually got at the moment, back in, the early 2010s, whatever you call them. I don't know, is that the... Anyway, it's early 2010-ish. I used to travel up to Sydney, play in a few of those American pool comps and whatnot with...
City Heroes, is it?
Yeah, Stevie Thomas, Stomper, Romper Stomper, Stampy, 350. Anyway, bought a queue up there. Pretty decent queue. I think it cost me about $250 or something, $300. So not cheap, but decent. And yes, one of the tournaments in the last few years, Smitty had a hit of it, really liked it, and wanted to buy it off me. So he's actually bought it off me. Got a Predator shaft made, as far as I'm aware, that fits it, and that's what he uses for his 8-ball queue now. And to be fair, plays really well with it. So we're not used to seeing it, but players do it. We went out to Adelaide on a couple of weekends ago,
But
whenever it was.
It doesn't look like your standard 9-ball size tip though, does it?
No, because he's actually got the shaft.
Oh,
He's got the
okay.
shaft made, and I think it's a bit smaller than the original shaft that was
kinda
on it
look
when he
like
bought it from me.
Like a woodsy and rusty ferrule. Whatever ferrules they use.
How about those two spring chicken faces on the... I saw that on Facebook last night. You posted
Yeah,
that.
well,
Holy dooly.
Woodsy
They
looked about
both
10
put
years
they,
old.
they both put on a bit of weight.
And the first out from Russ in that first round was sick.
I mean, I don't know if that was the emergence of Rusty on the pool scene, because I actually hadn't... It was 2007. I actually hadn't even started playing pool then. But holy dooly, it's cool to see that sort of movement. Like someone like Rusty, who we know he's
Reckons he's the freestyling king.
still too weak to put his finger in a Murray cod tank. He
Yeah.
still owes that.
Still owes it. And hopefully he's here for King's Cup and he can put his fingers in the tank.
Weak as piss.
It's not a bad leave.
I think he might have left the top red to the top right. And if Smitty can roll that in, if it's in or over, he's out anyway. Big chance now for Nathan to square up. Has to take this.
Would you give it his pocket?
No. Yeah, that's a shot. So he really needs to get this one for his confidence and get himself back on the board.
You play this left yellow, just roll it in.
Yep. Remember, I'm taking the one
Yeah.
probably to the black spot to the centre next.
Yep.
Excuse me, that rump steak still hasn't come? Oh, he's missed it. I looked away. What happened there? He's just played into it. Tanaz's eyeing off someone else's chicken Kiev. Or is that your Kiev?
No, whose is it?
Is it yours?
No.
Yes, it is.
No. Chip.
I didn't see Miller's shot, unfortunately. I was too busy talking rubbish.
One's Coles for sure. Yeah, I think I ate Coles chip. Yep.
Both Coles. Maybe one's Kenny's. I'll have the Kiev.
Oh, wow. That rattled in about 7 times, but he hasn't landed ideal.
Is he laying up or is he having a crack?
Do you play this red to the left-hand middle?
Up, down.
And if you run into it, you run into it. If you...
Or do you play it to the bottom right and then you're natural on the one? Oh, you just cut it in and leave yourself.
Alright, we'll just play that way. Cheers, Colin, for your chips.
It's a big frame here.
I'd run this in.
How many bloody kids are coming this way?
I'd pot this, Brent. Roll it in, hit the jaw, come out fat.
Is he looking at the double?
Nah, surely he's just gonna...
He's going to try to cut it.
Do you play it with a bit of side so you do miss the... He's actually taking his
He's
time.
going to lay it up.
No, he screwed back.
I have no idea what shot he's going for. Okay. It went. I mean, it must have been close, so he's obviously played a pretty good pot, but his spike's
in
sort
off?
of natural to the
He's
centre.
only, he can't put any spin on this shot, so he's running. This is nearly naturally in off if he goes to the centre.
Would he cut it fine and try and get your white back in balk or something?
But you kind of, I think you have to have a go.
Double? Double it at a good weight and try and at least hang it.
He's jacking
Yeah,
up.
he's doubling it, I reckon.
Oh,
Go like that. Sure. Great shot.
wow.
And I must admit, I hadn't...
I have to admit that the people around me drinking one sip to my schooners, I'm not going to lie.
You're an alcoholic.
Only on weekends, mate.
You have like an open gullet. Smith now takes a 6-4 lead, and I think as much as I've pretty much not bagged him, but hasn't really got going. He's looking pretty good now. The young pup's just maybe a little bit low in confidence, but Smitty's now much perkier around the table. None of that. Tanaz has just dropped his guts. I'm not having that. So I'm talking to Sterlo on Facebook and he's asking me if have you done a market on the field?
What do you mean? A
Odds.
market?
Odds.
Yeah. That Jason Tanasic fella's about $1.60 going back to back. He's the only one actually in this room who's ever won this competition before.
That's why he won't win it again.
Just don't leave me a 10 or shot if I'm snooking.
You will be scared to play me. And young Nathan's sorta, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's careless, but he's sort of lost his way a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, I need a beer.
Get Noble to get it. He's finished eating.
Noble. You fish eating?
This guy's like a fish.
Takes you 20 minutes to let you know your body's full, mate.
So,
Brent's 2 schooners deep and he's swearing already.
2 mids deep. So we've got Smitty. Is he going to play cute? Is he getting on this? Is he going out on reds? He's going out on reds tonight. Oh, that is a large result if he's on it. I'm trying to gauge from his facial reaction whether he's on it. And no, he's not on it. So Nath's really got to try and get this
What's
one.
he on here, yellows?
Yeah, he's on yellows.
Oh,
Smitty's just had to lay it under
See,
the back of his
frames
red.
like this, you look at the table and you think you should never lose from here, should you?
No, you shouldn't. I mean,
We all do though. We all lose.
definitely got the advantage, but I mean that shot there, missing that sort of shot doesn't help.
I don't know much about that shot, but must be slowing up the tables a bit, are they? Are they slowing up a bit or?
I don't know, mate.
If he's got 2 shots here, I don't know. Playing this shot.
Let me put that in.
Oh, good
You
effort.
leave yourself a good shot to the centre. I think he needs to try and get a yellow over this bottom left corner as quickly as he
Even just
can.
have a yellow ball down on this rail somewhere. Even just to. Smithy's uphill battle starts now. If I can get under this ball, I'm having a crack at getting this out.
I've been really thinking about pumping that, pushing that black down in there.
Yeah, it's not
To
a
be
bad
fair,
shot,
like
yeah.
just slow it up a bit. I mean, similar shot, but
See, the shot about that is good yellow, but he's just left a free shot to get another yellow over here.
yeah, absolutely. And one good shot to pop that red out, and they're all probably on, apart from that one on the cush at the moment.
Excuse me, Carl. I need a chip. Chips, Brent. Could be Diane sauce, would have been good.
So now let's just try to play a shot to put a yellow in that bucket. He just didn't execute as well as he probably wanted, but that's a good shot. That's a smart shot. He developed one of his balls out, left Smithy unable to kill another one.
So now Smithy's just got to hit this yellow if he can. No, push the red closer. Oh.
Just trying to cover the red over
And
the
now,
bag.
now you got to try hit this red.
And hit
Hit
it
it open.
quarter ball, even half ball, just pop it.
He's tried, but it's alright.
He left himself a bit tricky. Oh, he's got to hit a cush.
Nathan just has to be patient here. He's going to get.
That's a good shot. I
Smithy.
think Smithy's going to play the same shot where he just rolls the white. Unless he doubles the yellow over there or something, I'm not entirely sure.
If Nathan Potts his first shot here,
Yeah, but it's all about whether he has the two or not, really, at the end of the day. You going to double this yellow over now? Got to hit it. It's a great shot. It's a great
it's a
shot.
good shot. Now it gets hard for Smithy because he puts the yellow over the pocket. You just give him 2 shots to get that yellow out.
I still think that's. I still think you've got to do something like that. Where's Bobby? How'd you get it? How did he know?
I bought him one at the bar when I went last time.
Sure. When we start. Me and Noble in a shout. Cheers, bro. How are you? So Nath's, he's got one visit left. And he's got to
I know Snowball sees me get a beer and then look over to see how I'm going. Has he still got 2 shots?
No, I don't think he does. Well, the inhaler.
Me? He must have 2 shots if he's playing this shot.
No, I don't think he has to.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot. What? What are you still doing here?
Says the bloke who doesn't play till 5:30. Backdoor it, or just straight up and down.
Do you know what shot I like? Playing this red real thin on the rail. So I would have played it real thin on the rail, push that yellow up. Push that yellow up.
It's actually covered the
Yeah,
covered
I
the
would have
yellow to
played
the
the red
top
down thin, push that yellow up to the rail and left the white over here.
left.
Careful. Oh,
It's on that side. It's on that side.
That is it.
Where do these chips go now?
Fucking Brent Hampton.
Another one?
Yeah. Yes, please. I'll be gone before you get back.
Yours, yeah? It's an interesting frame because if Smitty gets it, he's on the hill. But if he doesn't, Miller's 100% back in the match. So, really interesting frame, this one.
That's a good shot.
Good shot.
Just use a natural angle here, roll it in. Yep.
Spot it.
It's a great shot.
Hold up. Yeah.
That's a good shot. See, shots like this, I would still pot this with the screw back. I'm better at potting balls with just screwing back.
I think in this situation, you just play whatever you're comfortable with. It's quite irrelevant. You just want to pot the ball. So 5-4 match back on. We Noble and myself both called 7-6 Miller. 8-7 Miller.
I need a toilet. Alright. I'll be back. It'd be funny if this was off the whole time. Funny for you too.
So Tanaz has just gone to drain the main vein. So we got matches starting at 12:30 today. Matches start. Oh well, it started at 10 o'clock this morning. So there's probably a couple matches still going from that time slot. Some of the slower ones, marathon 8-7s maybe. We got match slots starting at 12:30 as tables become available. We've also got match slots starting at 3 p.m. today, and we also have match slots starting at 5:30 and then possibly 8 o'clock tonight. So a heap of pools still left to play today. There's plenty of streaming still coming your way for anyone that's keen to watch some stick today. As obviously we progress through the tournament, there'll probably be some higher quality players bumping into each other that we'll be trying to chuck on these tables. So taking nothing away from this match, the first streaming match of the day, but yeah, we'll just have hopefully some good pool to display and some good races. So back to the pool, pretty big split from Smitty there, but no balls down. I think Nathan's interesting leave there. I'm thinking I would probably take on yellows myself, I think. Maybe. They're actually pretty tricky, both of them, depending on what you do. I like the yellows a little bit better. We've obviously got the one dead yellow on the right hand side of the table that's stuck next to that red, but workable. Might go to the right centre. whereas you've got quite a few reds stuck on rails, and I mean, if you can beat reds to this bottom left pocket and cover it, you make it pretty tricky for them. And whereas equally, if you can get a red over this bottom left hand corner that Nathan's looking at now, they probably take the advantage. So he's actually rocketed that in, not left himself a great deal. So interesting to see what he lays up, but he has split that little cluster of balls open, which is good. So, and that shot there, I don't think he's left his yellow ideal. I mean, it does probably go to the, I don't even know if it goes to the bottom left, but he's now in a bit of a tricky situation with the way these balls are, and Smitty's actually been able to develop 2 reds with that shot. So we've got Brent Noble, the Noble Prizey, as we like to call him, back with me on the mic now. Thank goodness Tanaz has left. I was wondering when that torture would end.
He's talking too much smack, was he?
Just vintage Tanaz. So we've got a little bit of a match in our hands here now, mate. This is a big frame, obviously.
Yeah, a bit of a turnaround.
Smitty, I feel like he doesn't have a great chance to go hill, but he probably had a chance and played maybe a careless sort of shot, which would have put him 7-4 up, which is obviously pretty different to 6-5. But
definitely.
Nate's just given 2 to Brendon, and Brendon's probably played again sort of careless-ish sort of shot, but
looks. I'm guessing he can hit this red, in which case he'll probably try and, unless he wants to leave it there, he might try and get this other red in the open a bit.
I guess if you develop it, you open the yellows for the out as
That's
well,
right.
which
So
he has done. But I mean, he's left it pretty good. It's actually quite a good shot.
Yeah, it's a good result.
That's a good shot from Smitty. Tell you what, if I sit here drinking mid-streams for the next 4 hours, I'm going to be still tanked by the time my match is on. I mean, he played a pretty good shot. He just got a bit of a yucky result. He may have covered the black.
Tied it up a little bit, maybe.
I don't know if the black goes to the bottom right. He has left Smitty his hardest ball to plant to that one over the rail, so it just depends where this black goes. I feel. Oh, Smitty's opted away.
Oh.
He's actually played a few of those shots pretty good today. Those sort of tight cuts in the centre. Guessing that one sort of that's on the right bucket just goes in pretty easily. This one he's looking at now, obviously, plenty of room.
Laying up here, maybe. No. Not a bad shot, I suppose.
So I'm assuming the black didn't go then.
No, obviously not. I actually thought he might have tried to lay a snooker a couple of shots prior to that, but
Goes to the middle. Left centre.
That's a good shot.
That's
from
a good
young
hit.
Nate. Smitty's left with a similar shot, I reckon. But the out is there now. He's opened up the black.
Yeah.
Has he played the plant up the rail?
it's a tough one. White's not going anywhere nice, and it's missable at that distance.
But the black also doesn't go to that left centre now, I don't think, so you can't leave. Well, I mean, I guess you can try and, if it's high enough up the rail, it can be your last ball. Looks like he's playing my shot. He played it pretty well.
Yeah, he did play well.
So you playing a plan, or are you just coming off the cush and kicking that top right one off and in? Last ball, red to the right centre. Or are you playing a plant?
I'd probably just try and leave myself an angle on the last red rather than play the plant.
Yep.
Plants can go. You don't really know where the last red's going to end up.
I think it's fairly safe if you play off the rail too, because it's close to the cush.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's going the plant. It's a personal preference thing. I don't think it's right. Oh no, he actually could pot it. I didn't actually realise he was on it. He just thumped it in.
Got a bit of work to do with the white here.
And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. He's almost like ideally got to leave himself in the centre of the table and just leave himself a cut.
I think that's the only safe positional shot you
Because,
can attempt.
yeah, it's too much traffic on the left hand side of that table.
He's over
He's
here.
overrun it. I don't think he's totaled, but he's in a bit of a pickle.
I think it is a total, because that yellow is next to the black.
I reckon he can fit a white. I'm right behind it. Are you right behind it?
No.
Oh, it's actually really tight. I don't think it is, but it's really tight.
Get the string out. No. That was a foul. Oh, which foul?
Is that 4 shots?
This is-
6 shots. Kenny reckons 6 shots. Kenny full.
I saw 3 fouls there. Hit the yellow first, potted the yellow, potted the white.
Yellow, white. Yeah. So 6 shots to Nathan. So big frame, match back on.
It's a good hit.
Pot's a good ball. Those sort of slow paces. Probably be taking this one to the centre.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it when you're on it, but I just felt like it was an easier sort of out.
Yeah, I mean, look where the white's got to go now.
Play this up the top to keep the white a little bit less moving around the table. He does have 2 though, so I mean you can play a confident one and come off 2 here. He's just backing himself with his 2. That's nothing wrong with that.
Just wants to pump this off the top rail gently. That's not.
Good
It's
hit.
alright, it's a good shot.
Good hit. I thought he overhit it at first, but he actually played it really well. And 6s. 6 all.
Tell you what, that 8-7 prediction is looking pretty good.
I think regardless of what happens from here, it's close enough ballpark result. I hope they aren't relying on us for the scores, because I've just been guessing. I think he's owed one.
I don't even know how to adjust them, mate, so it's all on you.
I was going to put nicknames in the names bit, like Nathan the Killer Miller,
That's a good nickname, actually.
and like Brendon. I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that's like, what's that word? Alliteration, where it's like the same letters and of the, that thing.
Yeah.
Brendon Lights Out Smith. I don't know, that's just got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it does.
Brendon, like Thunder Bumper? I don't know. Big Papa Smitty. So we actually had Tanaz on here before bagging you, saying that he thinks you can't pot. He thinks you've got no positional play, you've got no tactics. What would you say in response to that?
Yeah, so that's fairly accurate.
He actually didn't say that. I was just trying to start something. If you're too honest. To be fair, talked about a few guys who we think might be chances of doing well in the tournament, and there's probably a few guys we haven't mentioned that have been around for about 1,000 years that are really capable players. So guys like Dean Welsh, who's obviously back. He had a bit of time off, but still really capable. Kenny, obviously, Kenny Nicol, losing the final last year, still more than capable of getting back there again if he's hitting them well. Even Mick Norton, he's hasn't won it yet or gone too deep, but definitely guys that if they get going and get the balls, they'll do some damage. So it's a pretty good field. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out over the weekend. I'm most interested to see if there's any smokies that come out of it. Anyone that makes it deep that we maybe didn't expect. I know Russell Union's been hitting a pretty good ball. I don't know if you know Russell, but he'll play probably Michael Masal early. So that'll be an interesting matchup. And even guys like Michael Masal. Mongrel. So there's plenty of guys that are capable. These long races, you're going to get the best player more often than not. So
It's not a bad shot there by Brendon. I think he's got a couple of options here. Can try and play into them, but it's kind of risky. But he's got a good angle here to try and just drop down and get this yellow top right-hand corner. But
I'd be trying to catch that red half ball.
He's played that great.
That's huge. That's what I would have tried to do, but doing that was actually really difficult. He just played a mad shot.
Yeah. Very easy to just miss him, or and then you end up snookered.
Clip the yellow or something first.
Yep.
And knock it down the table. That's a huge shot from Smitty at 7. Oh. Put the Mickey on him. Just played a first-class shot to leave himself in that position at 6-all, which was massive, and now he's
He was trying to hold for the black there, and he didn't need to.
trying to cheat it a bit. And Nathan now with a massive opportunity to get on the hill.
He's got to clear these, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not going to get many better chances than this.
basically just the transition now, whether he leaves the one over the bottom right last. I don't think he will. I think that'll be his transition ball and the one up the top.
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually going it now. This has got to be good. This has got to be high. That's not high enough.
Yeah, he's made that a little bit hard for himself.
This is actually a bit tricky now. I probably would have taken that one to the centre first. But he back himself in. He's a good putter. You can't be looking at this one to the bottom left, can he? You've got to watch your in off here. Oh, stiff.
That is very stiff.
Super stiff for a young pup. Unlucky Nathan. There's always that risk. I know he was high, I know he didn't go straight in off, but as soon as you start moving your wide around.
Yep.
He gets to the hill. 7-6. So, good learning experience for young Nathan. So plenty of opportunities in that one especially.
Yep.
If he comes back and watches this, I'm sure he'll get
Just
plenty out of it.
maybe the occasional wrong shot selection. When you got 3 or 4 balls you can pot. And he's maybe just taken one that makes it a bit harder for him.
Yeah, I think it's always about leaving yourself options and that sort of thing, and I think that sort of thing just comes with a bit of experience as well. He's played some really good pool, but at times he's just maybe gone that.
Yeah. A lot of the times
the
when
wrong ball, but that's the lower percentage shot, obviously. Which
a lot of the times you're looking at balls like that, you go, well, what could go wrong? Not what's the easiest out necessarily. It's if I screw this up, what's it going to cost me?
But yeah, really impressed with what he's been doing so far, win, lose or not today. So obviously you'd much rather be in Smitty's position at this point.
Breaking on the hill.
I could still see it.
Three ball cushion.
3-ball cushion. Oh, shit. What time's the footy start? Oh, 3.
Just trying to think what to do with this red on the rail here. I think he
Might be trying to snuggle the white in behind his red over the pocket. Yeah. It's not that bad. I don't think Smith's going game from here.
no.
But it's a bit of a race to this bottom left corner, I reckon. If whoever can get a ball in that bottom left corner might have a bit of an advantage. More so reds, because you got that one on the rail for yellows. But
Yeah.
so, mate, I was checking team lists for the next rugby league game, making sure my Supercoach team's on point. What have I missed?
Not a lot. Nathan's just dropped the red into the middle. I think he's just trying to think about what he's going to do with this red on the left here.
Yeah, no, it was. So George said to just keep the stream going the whole time, so we don't lose the link and all that sort of thing. It's pretty good, pretty stable.
Couple of options here.
So the refresh rate
Is he on reds?
He's on reds, yeah. He's
but George said we can try for 720 and 65. Yeah, so more frames per second.
covered
It's
up.
alright.
It's a good result.
Ideally, he would have been on that ball. He's right behind now to the left centre. So that was his only tricky ball, but he puts himself in an awesome position with that shot. Oh, Smitty. Gone aggressive route. I guess he's going to play this one to the right centre and develop this one on the left push. No?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would.
I think that's kind of his only shot.
I think that's the right shot.
The other option is to,
Straight up, I guess.
yeah. He's not covered that well though.
He wasn't actually on it.
He's also left this red up the top right hand corner, which is a pretty easy starter. Just wants to make sure of this pot. Played it well.
Good pot. So he plays one on the black spot to the right corner and leaves himself one to the left corner. Plenty of room. Just a matter of just making sure of it now. That's a good shot.
Yeah.
I think maybe one of
Think
his
he-
white not on the cush.
Yeah, he might just need to be a little bit careful with the white. I think he's right to run through here, but
I think he has to run through.
I don't think he play this. I don't think he can play this red first.
Gotta be careful here.
It's a very risky shot.
Yeah, I mean it kept him in the frame, but now it sort of prevents him from going out.
Yeah.
I mean if it falls in, it was a really good shot.
Just every time, it's just thank the trainer and on Q Sports, just thank them for what they're doing.
So just while we wait for Smitty to weigh up what's going on, we'll thank the Harmony German Club for providing a quality venue for us for this weekend, and On Q Sports, billiards and accessories for getting everything set up for us for the weekend. So now Smitty's tied him up. I think young Nate will just get his red out. He's actually played some really smart shots in that regard.
Doesn't want to kill it. That's all right.
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
It's sort of okay.
Can't tell if there's a gap. It doesn't look like there's a gap next to this red, but
I think after what we were mucking around with this morning, so if you're Smitty, are you going to try and lay yellow up and cover that red even more, or probably not because it sort of stuffs you a bit, but
I've got a feeling he's going to roll up to this yellow here. No, he's just potted it.
well, it's now all up to Nathan.
Yep. So he's asked the question, do you want to finish this frame?
And I think, can he see this ball to the top left, or is he? Can you see?
I think he
behind
can see some of it. I don't think the pot to the corner is on, if that's what you mean.
it? Yeah, no.
It might be. Sort of playing like it is. No.
He doesn't want it to sit on that cushion.
Yeah.
He's actually given Smitty a chance to go game here with, if he leaves himself a good angle on this yellow on the left rail, he can maybe manufacture an angle to get on in behind that yellow that's on the bottom right hand side of the table.
Yeah, it's there. It's not
I mean,
an easy
maybe
out.
It's not easy, but maybe presents an opportunity.
It's almost worth having a crack at that, given where that red landed.
Oh, he actually
In
tried to go on it
fact-
straight up. I think the other shot was to just try and land fat on the one on the left rail and double the yellow across for like that last yellow, but
Yeah.
he's now in a little bit of a tricky spot. I mean, given where Nathan's red is on the top right rail, I think you just want to try and develop this yellow and leave yourself. Ooh, he's actually potted it.
What's in?
Massive. Now I don't think it doubles. I think the black's just in the way. He doesn't go for a triple, does he?
I don't think so. I don't think that's on either, to be honest. That black sort of tying everything up.
So it's your shot here to just not leave him on the red
Over the
on
rail?
top rail, make him play the one over the pocket and force him into taking the out on.
I think so.
Or just put this
Wow.
in, that would be large.
Wow.
That's extremely large. Brendon Smith.
That will be one of the shots of the tournament
That was like
to win
it's
the
bigger
match.
than large. Extra large.
That's to win a match. That is absolutely massive. I would feel sick if someone did that against me.
Well done, Brendon Smith.
That is
Unlucky,
huge.
Nathan.
Great finish.
Good match, guys. Good close match. So Brendon Smith goes through to round 3, prevailing 8-6 over young Nathan Miller. Nathan will get a lot out of that. He played well. Keep your head up, champ. He'll be back again next year. So I'm not entirely sure who we have up next on this table, but we'll have a match up pretty shortly. Just waiting on our tournament director to get the ball going. We've got a prerequisite that you have to have a collared shirt on to be playing on the streaming table, so we're just sussing out who's actually got those collared shirts on. So anyone that's actually waiting online for the next match, will probably be about 5 or 10 till the next match starts. We're just trying to suss out who's got some collared shirts on, so we can line up the next match for streaming table. So just give us about 5 or 10, but we'll stay connected. Smitty's just requested deletion. I bagged you the whole match, don't worry.
What Brendon did with.